Forgiveness and forgetfulness are sitting holding hands, out on their veranda hearing songs from old jazz bands. Forgiveness, she's lost all her teeth. Forgetfulness, he's blind. Forgetfulness, he forgets the words. Forgiveness doesn't mind. He only knows her youthful face from all those years ago, and even though his sight is gone, her touch, he'll always know. She asks, "Do you recall past pains?" He answers, "No, I don't." He turns and asks, "And you, my love?" She smiles and says, "I won't." They weren't always this cheerful, this couple that you see. They once lived in a townhouse in a town called Misery. He'd write all night by candlelight, his face a solemn frown, recalling every single wrong, then writing them all down. She wasn't that much better, with her face a furrowed pout all day long. She'd wash her clothes, her stains never came out. Her head down and teeth gritted, her deep cry left unheard. His mind forever in the dark, they never spoke a word. Both of them had wounded hearts, one hard, the other broken. Both together yet apart, no words of grace were spoken, until one day their house caught fire. There was no one to blame. They ran out and watched all they owned get swallowed up in flame. She lost all of her wardrobe, all those clothes covered with stains. He lost his precious journals full of all his precious pains. And hand in hand they walked away and left it all behind. Her jaw unlocked, her teeth fell out. In daylight he went blind. Their new house is called Happy. It makes noises through the day, the floorboards creak, but they'd not have it any other way. So if you asked what he once wrote, that he could not recall. And if you asked her what she needs, she'd say, "I have it all." He can't recall the things now gone. She knows how much she has. Together they sit back and smile and listen to old jazz. Now, isn't that the life you want? The story you'd be living, the peace and joy that can be found forgetting and forgiving. An eye for eye and tooth for tooth, this worldly law is ruthless, but forgiveness and forgetfulness are quite happy being blind and toothless.
Yeah.
وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَدْعُونَ مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرَ. Those who don't call anyone other than Allah as a God. And then he said there's a couple other things. وَلَا يَقْتُلُونَ النَّفْسَ الَّتِي حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ. They don't kill anyone. وَلَا يَزْنُونَ, and they don't commit zina. Big sins, right? Why did he mention that? I believe he mentioned that because for some people in the world, these things are difficult. There are some people whose whole family is mushrik. They're the only one on tawheed. And for them to only worship Allah is very hard, but they still do it. They still do it. They're special to Allah. There are cities and states and countries where wars are going on. People are killing each other. And it's very easy to join in and just kill somebody. And they say, "No, I will not kill an innocent person. I won't do it." Even though it's really hard. It's really hard for them to stop. Everybody else is doing it. That's special to Allah. He says, وَلَا يَزْنُونَ, and they don't commit zina. They don't have boyfriends and girlfriends. Why did he mention that? Because for some people it's always there. He's a good-looking young guy. He walks around in the mall and the girl looks at him and goes, "Hee hee." And he's like, "Oh, this is easy. You know, nobody's watching." And he stops himself. And he's being tested by Allah. He's being tested. وَلَا يَزْنُونَ, they don't do it. وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ يَلْقَى أَثَامًا. Whoever did that he's come to contact with a great sin. How can a Muslim do this? How can a Muslim do shirk? How can a Muslim kill someone? How can a Muslim commit zina? يُضَاعَفْ لَهُ الْعَذَابِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. The punishment will be doubled for those people. Shirk, murder and zina, anybody else does it, they will get punished. A Muslim does it, I'll punish him double. He knew it and he still did it. On Judgment Day, on Resurrection Day, the punishment is doubled for him. وَيَخْلُدْ فِيهِ مُهَانًا. And he will remain in that punishment humiliated. He will constantly be humiliated. Because shirk and killing a person and zina are humiliating crimes. They take away the dignity of a human being. إِلَّا مَنْ تَابَ وَآمَنَ وَعَمِلَ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا. But the exception is even if you did these three things, or all of these things, if you turn back to Allah and you became a believer again, and this time وَعَمِلَ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا, and he was very serious about doing good things from now on, فَأُولَٰئِكَ يُبَدِّلُ اللَّهُ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ حَسَنَاتٍ. Then those people, Allah will take all of their sins and convert them into good deeds. Maybe your sins are the size of a mountain. Allah will not get rid of the mountain. Allah will turn the mountain into a mountain of good deeds if you can make tawbah. This is Ar-Rahman.
What happens after debt forgiveness? So you have finally achieved debt forgiveness. Congratulations are definitely in order. You have successfully convinced your creditors to let you pay only a portion of your debts and forgive the rest of the balance. At this point, you have gone past this debt and you can move forward from here. But before you make plans for the future, you need to know exactly what happens after debt forgiveness. There are important issues that come with this deal that you have successfully negotiated with your creditor. First of all, if you were awarded the debt forgiveness because of your debt settlement efforts, you need to know that you may owe taxes for the forgiven amount. The law states that any debt amount forgiven over $600 is taxable. It is considered income earned and taxable. You need to be ready for that payment when tax season comes in. You may be able to avoid paying taxes on the debt forgiven if you were insolvent at the time the debt was forgiven. Consult a tax professional for advice on this matter. Another important issue is your damaged credit score. Any debt reduction that you enjoy has a corresponding negative effect on your credit score. Even if you are in a real financial crisis, your credit report will show the evidence that at one or multiple points in your life, you were unable to pay the whole debt that you owe. That is one record that lenders will be wary of. It will make it hard for you to get any financial aid that you may need in the future. You will be able to get new credit after you settle your debts. You may have to start with a secured credit card to re-establish credit. While debt forgiveness is definitely a good thing, you must realize that it is not the end. There are things that you need to do. Even if having a portion of your debt forgiven means you get to be debt-free faster than usual, that does not mean you should relax. Obviously, you need to do something about your credit report. There is nothing that you can do with the past records, but there is something that you can do with your behavior from now on. Practice proper financial management skills. Staying away from debt will not really help you improve your credit score. On the contrary, putting yourself in debt and displaying better payment behavior will. Be smart about your debt and never borrow more than what you can afford. It is also important that you start saving. That way, any emergency situation will not be a problem to handle. You don't have to burden yourself with a heavy debt just to get yourself out of a tight fix. Don't put that debt forgiveness to waste. Make sure you make smarter choices from now on.